Let me just say that. Good morning, Ari. Good morning, Elisa. Good morning to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, rest of the region, rest of the world, extraterrestrial, and maybe I could include the guys underwater.
So, morning, Crystal. As soon as you say
Morning.
extraterrestrial, I just remember that comment from from when was
Oh,
it?
you remember the comment?
Yes. So they probably here. They're probably the reason why
Yeah,
you are like this.
You mean when we
I
find
think they've always been here. They've always been here. Yeah, how to
Listen,
be. It makes
that's
more sense
another
that way.
question. So
Yeah.
in 2 minutes at 8:10, we have someone from the Football Federation joining us.
Yeah, Crystal will be joining us. So you guys are gonna have two crystals on this morning.
So it's double
Crystal
trouble.
Squared?
Yeah, double trouble. Double trouble and
Yes, sir.
activated mornings.
Oh yeah.
Release
Whatever you want to call it.
squared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, I really wanted to respond to your what you listen to really affects or is a reflection of who you are, but another time.
No, this
Another time for that. We don't have enough time right now.
you telling persons that I am looking at these things for entertainment and not research purposes. Okay, so yeah.
No, 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 no. Is your point where um is what did you say again? You have to be careful of what you listen to is a reflection of who you are.
Mhm.
Um, but I was gonna say on the flip side, what you listen to reflects not reflects influences who you are.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it kind of works both ways, but another morning for that. Another morning.
You know
Yeah.
what's
So
interesting? This
what's that?
weekend, well, it has been prevalent for the last couple months, but this weekend I saw another. I don't want to say pletrana, but a lot of stupid accidents. I
Oh,
mean, what happens on the weekend?
But then we have this conversation when
Yep,
I told you why I try
yep,
to stay off the roads, especially on a Friday night, and you mentioned Tokyo
yep.
Drift. Yeah, I don't know if I'm just happy that is the weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess alcohol in the head and all of that as well too. So yeah. It's if it's one
mm,
time of the week that try to stay on your
Listen,
hand is a Friday night in
listen,
particular.
and it's day and night,
Yeah.
because yesterday morning I go into the bakery and I take in a corner and a guy in the corner with me coming out
Oh.
on the opposite side on my hand, coming up
Mhm.
in the corner. Pedestrians like, what's going on here? I don't know what is it about the weekend. Everybody think
uh,
it's the drift drivers.
Mhm.
I feel like I beg to differ. I think it's an everyday thing.
Nah, it more on the
It's everyday.
weekend. I
But you
park.
know what the thing is also what you tend to find, especially for me on a Sunday afternoon, because of the fact that people assume that the roads are not as busy in
Mm,
terms of traffic or
mm.
not a lot of persons are utilizing the road, then they feel that it's okay to drive in whichever manner, you know. They make the assumption that if I bend this corner and I take this corner a little wide, of course there's not going to be something coming around the corner. So I think that is also one of the issues as well.
That, that
Hmm.
that definitely could be it. I saw a jeep in the gutter along Richardson.
Hmm.
When was this? Saturday night or Friday night? I
That's
think.
Arnesville.
What
Okay.
was that? What's your
That was
crystal?
Arnesville.
Arnesville.
Arnesville. You said Richardson. Richardson
Yes,
gas station.
yes,
Okay.
right below there in the gutter. It was like maybe midnight or like 1 a.m. I saw a
Oh,
group of people there looking. I look on the right. There's a jeep right there in the gutter.
Yeah.
okay. So I'm getting some ideas here. Maybe I should get into like auto mechanics as well. Sell some parts because it seems to be quite profitable. You get
Mhm.
into accidents. I'm gonna help you out, man.
All
Those
right.
businesses, the tow trucks, they must be making a
So
lot
we
of
have
money.
we have Crystal here. So right before
Crystal
we
Huggins.
Crystal Huggins.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, we have to
We have
differentiate this
WEFM
morning.
Crystal and Crystal Square. Crystal Huggins with us this
I
morning.
say crystal football.
Thank
Crystal
you.
Football. All right, so we have to introduce
Let's.
Crystal Football. So let's take a minute to introduce her.
Picture this. You and your squad at the Honestville playing field decked in national colors. The Vinci team has you at the edge of your seat. Could this be the goal that gives them the win? And just like that, it's pandemonium in Honestville. They score! Only football can give you these emotions. But it's not who you think it is. It's not just a man's game. It's the 2023 Women's Nation League qualifiers. On September 26th, SVG clashes with Bermuda. On October 27th, rep your colors, come out strong, and support the women. SVG meets the Dominican Republic. December 5th, SVG versus Barbados. Admission, adults $20, children $10. The 2023 Women's Nation League qualifiers. From 3 p.m.
All right, and we're back here with Crystal Huggins and
Crystal,
The entire team. The entire team.
How do you just know with the two crystals?
All right. So good morning, Crystal Huggins, and how are you today? And welcome to Activated Mornings here on WEFM.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Ari. How are you?
Hi, Crystal.
Well, I'm here today to talk about football, so I'm very excited this morning. Don't mind me sounding a bit sleepy. I'm very
It's
excited.
Monday morning. We understand. It's
Yeah.
Monday morning, we understand.
Yes. What's up with Crystal this morning? I'm just surprised to see you guys. Pleasant surprise, by the way. I just normally deal with Crystal, so it's just I don't know.
We're her sidekicks. We're her sidekicks from now on.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
So yes, it's actually welcome back, Crystal.
Yes, I'm gonna be here like every couple of weeks for the rest of the year promoting football.
Nice.
We're basically gonna be talking about the Nations League qualifiers for both the men and the women. So we're gonna summarize the men first, and then we'll just dive right into the women because the focus is really the female game. This game coming up tomorrow. But so Vinci Heat is on top right now. We're on top of the table. We just played against Belize and Bermuda and we won. So we're currently leading the table in the Nations League qualifiers. We have to play against French Guyana coming up and Belize again at home in November and October and November actually.
Crystal, where are these games? Where did these games take place?
All right, so they're all gonna be playing at the Honnestville Sporting Complex. Out Honnestville, the stadium out there. Normal.
So the games that already passed against Belize and the other countries, those were also at Honnestville?
So the game against Belize, that was away. That was the away game. It was actually played in Martinique due to flight problems. And then we had our home game on the 12th of September where we played against Bermuda and won 4-3.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we had some hat trick goals by Olex Anderson and Javin Sutherland scored the winning goal.
I thought I saw those on social media. People saying Olex, and I think even Crystal Oliver spoke about it.
Yes. So after that, in the 13th October, Friday coming, we're gonna play against French Guyana. And then we're going to play our home game in Belize, I think the 21st of November.
Okay, so the Belizeans are coming here to face our wrath because we're winning.
Yes, so back-to-back football for the rest of the year. Male and female. Right.
What time do these matches usually start?
Right, so the men start at 3:30 and the females start at 3. Right, and we're gonna just kind of dive into the females now. It's the same information in terms of like ticket info and venue and stuff. So we could just dive into the females part now. So the females are also competing in the Nations League qualifiers for women's. We're supposed to play against Barbados and Dominican Republic, right, and Bermuda as well. So we played our first away game on Friday, where unfortunately we lost 4-0 to Barbados. And we're going to play our first home game tomorrow. So that is basically why I'm here to promote the game tomorrow. Vince Heat is going to play against Bermuda. Lady Heat, is going to play against Bermuda tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Honnestville. We started off rocky, because we lost the first game. However, we have 5 more games to go, so don't count us out yet. Definitely going to encourage everybody to especially come out tomorrow because the girls need your support. I also wanted to thank everybody for coming out for the game the male game on Tuesday the 12th, I must say the energy in the park was really nice. It was like positive vibes. Everybody's cheering, everybody's drumming. It really motivated and encouraged the boys. So I just kind of want that same energy for the girls tomorrow because, you know, they already beating themselves up with the first game. They went back into training. They're focusing and they're just ready to show everybody what we have to offer, especially on our home soil.
Right.
Crystal, so that I assume that there's much. There are shorts and pants and
Yes.
What can we do to show support?
Right, so you can wear your replicas for sure. We sell replicas at the SVG office in Kingston for $90, and we have them across different outlets. We have Sports Locker and Links in Honest Vales and Sports Locker in Montrose. So, but the central spot would be the office throughout the day today, and we're selling replicas on game day tomorrow. So you would be able to buy your replicas at the game tomorrow. Blue, yellow, or green. Nice quality shirts just for $90.
Okay, and what does the $90 get us? Is it just the shirt?
Yes.
Everything?
The $90 is just the cost for the replica. The ticket prices though, it's $20 adults, $10 children. All right. The Honnestville Stadium is currently under construction. So we only have PH Vera, Mike Finley, and Frank Thomas stands available. So we have limited space. We had a good turnout for the boys. So I know it's a Tuesday and it starts at 3, but whenever you get some time off, just come out and support the girls because I mean they're gonna display all the training they've been doing for the past couple months. And again, we started off rocky, but that's not the end. It's Lady Heat versus Bermuda tomorrow, 3:00 on Honnestville Stadium.
All right. Out of curiosity, the Crystal, is it that the time for the matches are set by because I'm studying the fact that it's let's say a work day and a school day.
Right.
What's the case where it couldn't be set, let's say at 4?
Right. So the schedule is sent by CONCACAF, right? They set the schedule. But normally because we don't have any light fields as yet, we have to play all the games at 3 or 3:30.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is something that, will definitely change in the coming years, because we're supposed to be lighting the stadium soon.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 3 and 3:30, all international games.
Okay, for the listeners and myself, what does this mean now that Lady Heat lost one game? How is it that they come out victorious? How many games do they have to win?
Well, it just depends on the rest of the matches, to be honest with you. So I can't really say. It would be good if we, I think, at least win the next, let me see, 5 games left. We need to at least win the next 3 to 4 games and draw. We can't lose anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't lose anymore. But I can't really tell you the details because I haven't seen the point standing as yet. So it just kind of depends on how everybody else perform. But it's definitely not the end because we just started. So we have a chance to be like the boys who's currently the top of the table as well.
Okay. And the match is on home soil, so I think even just the encouragement from supporters from their own, from our own, would be motivation to get them to perform.
Definitely, because the energy for the boys, as I said, it just kind of encouraged them, and the crowd was sharing. It was a real nice vibes, So I expect the same thing for the girls, and maybe with a little bit more energy because I think they definitely need the encouragement.
All right, just a question though. When they play matches in overseas, in other islands, is there like a information countries that to come out and give their support? Like, do you have that type of, I don't know, marketing or something that goes on?
Could you say that one more time? It kind of dropped the same time.
No, so I was saying, whenever there are overseas matches, is there like information that goes out to let Vincies and other countries know that the team is playing, so that they could come out and rep and be the loudest and that sort of thing to also give them that type of motivation support?
Yes, we actually have something that we do. Apart from the social media of a lot of the matches and stuff, based on the country it is, if it's a case that we have like an embassy over there, or like, for example, the game in Barbados that they played, we contacted the Vinsa in UE,
Right,
so
right,
the Barbados, the UE students could come out, and basically so internally from the office through federation to federation. So for example, because the game was in Barbados, the Barbados Federation would assist us in reaching out to those persons to basically get the information out. And once you're of intention in the country, trying you don't have to pay to come and watch the game. You just show your
serious?
Yeah.
Do that again, please.
Yes. So let's see. The next game is in French Guyana for the boys. If you're of intention in French Guyana, we would post all the information about the stadiums and what's not. Once you have a Vincentian ID, then you don't have to pay to see the game.
This is interesting and news to me. So we really should be loud wherever we are.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, as the first set of football games since March, so it's kind of like a fresh start. The girls been, as I said, the girls have been training, the boys have been training. We're starting to see the fruits of the effort and labor. So football is just gonna be very jiggy for the rest of the year. Again, I just keep encouraging everybody to come out. There's a nice energy in the park.
And for people like me, I must admit that I am not so much into sports. It's nothing to do with football, but I'm not so much into sports, right? So even if I just want to come for the lime, is there going to be any sort of entertainment? What will be there?
Okay, so for football, right? You're not supposed to play amplified music during the 90 minutes. Okay. So we do have music, halftime. But what we did to create an ambience in the park is that we have a rhythm section. So we have Rodney Small and his rhythm section that's normally in the party stand, but because of this stadium doing renovations, we're currently in the Mike Finley stand. So there's still vibes. We do some giveaways on entry, so you can get your free flag, your free horn. We normally have face painting. We have the photo booth 360. We just have a lot of different things. We have snacks, we have drinks. It's just we have things too. If you're not into football, you could still come for the lime. I'm sure by the end of the match, you will definitely be into football.
Yeah, I should be host just from cheering on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Crystal, Oliver, anything that you want to say or add, or questions, comments?
No questions. Well, maybe a comment. Looking forward to tomorrow. It's up, right?
So Crystal, you most definitely go in there tomorrow.
Yes, we have.
Yes, I actually was at the last match.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. So I could sneak
Crystal
in with you.
Bag.
I will sneak in with Crystal tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to sneak in. You just say any of the crystals them send you, and you go get it.
It was just like that. We could just name like drop.
That. All right. All right. Hi, good morning. I know Crystal personally.
No, it's either Crystal. Just say either Crystal.
I don't need no surname. Just Crystal. Let me know. But Crystal, as we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to add?
Just to thank you for having me this morning, and I would just like to encourage again St. Vincent and Grenadines to come out and support Lady Heat tomorrow. It's good energy for the rest of the year. Football fever. September, October, November, December. There's back-to-back games. So see you guys tomorrow. Lady Heat versus Bermuda, 3:00. Sorry, one more thing. Please beat the traffic. Okay, the traffic, the traffic builds up from 2:00. I don't know what has happened up Castle Hill, so please come early so we could just not miss halftime. Get your parking, get your snacks, sit down, and just enjoy some football.
Okay, and even if let's say they don't come in the football replica, the shirts, would you encourage persons to come out in their national colors as well, or
yes,
just come however?
Yeah, you come as you are, but preferably be patriotic, blue, yellow, green, replicas or not, just come out in your colors. When we see the stadium, it's just full of the flag.
All right. So guys, when you're dressing for work tomorrow, just put on something, one of our national colors.
All right, Crystal, thanks for joining us this morning.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, take care until.
It's all
Bye, take care.
Anderson Jones pass the defender. He shoots, he scores. Goal. It's the 2023 Nations League qualifier. qualifiers for both men and women. Back-to-back football for the rest of the year. September, October, November, and December. Football has got you covered. Vinci Heat takes on Belize, Bermuda, and French Guiana in home and away games. And there's more. Lady Heat takes on Bermuda, Dominican Republic, and Barbados. It's the Nations League qualifiers. Follow our social media pages for more information at SVG Football Federation and Instagram at SVGFF_football. It's Football Mania. Stay tuned for more information.
Did you know? Have you used them? Virtus, Medushi, Lilies. These are among the best bathroom tissue products available any place. Excellent quality, larger sheet sizes, and more sheets per roll. Check them out and compare with others. And guess what? Guess what? These are produced right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I tell you, Vinci's have class. Yes, real class as always. Let's keep our standards high. Buy Virtus, Medushi, and Lilies. Made by St. Vincent Containers.
Sir?
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry.
We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business. Yeah, live it, love it, embrace it.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom? Whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seat. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwashit.vc.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of music, a celebration, and pure Caribbean vibes. We have a spectacular event coming your way that you won't want to miss. On October the 26th, starting at 9 p.m., join us at Pier 1 in Villa Caliacor as we celebrate SVG's independence in style. We've got a star-studded lineup that is going to light up the night. So introducing internationally renowned, the sensational Judy Boucher, who will be gracing our stage, serenading us with her timeless melodies.
Yo, you ain't nothing but a teaser.
And joining her is the ABC of Calypso himself, Alston Beckett Cyrus, bringing you the very best of Caribbean rhythms. And that's not all. Ron Pumpy will be there, filling the air with his infectious energy. And soca sensations Madzard and Chilbill will keep you dancing all night long. Plus, we've got our top local DJs spinning the hottest tracks to keep the party going until the early hours. This is the event of the year, the celebration of SVG's independence like you've never seen before. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now. Join us at Pier 1 in Villa Caliacor on October the 26th, starting at 9 p.m. It is going to be a night to remember. Brought to you by the experts in entertainment and brought to life by the heart and soul of the Caribbean. See you there.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
And we're back. Crystal, you still there?
Yes, I am. I'm here. Good morning again.
All right, good morning again. So there are a few things that
All right.
happened.
So just as a reminder, we are expecting a call from courts at this time. Yeah. So just if you hear us break our conversation, it's because of the fact that courts should be calling in at this time.
Yeah, so it's 8:31 and we're expecting a call for Coates Desk, sponsored by Coates St. Vincent Limited.
Switch to a ready cash loan today. Bring your loan to us and get 25% off your interest rate. Get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and hassle-free service so you can do all the important things you need with ease. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Visit us in-store or apply online at www.shopcourts.com. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
As we await a call from Coates this morning, we just hop into some discussions. So yes, Rolisa, you were telling me about the initiative at the prisons.
All right. So we did read this morning in the news that there is a new literacy program. And I'm also going to read part from Eyewitness News. A literacy program helps save prisoners or helps them to turn a new leaf. Right? A literacy program designed specifically for prisoner adult learners has resumed in St. Vincent's 2 prisons after restrictions posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and volcanic eruption erupted the initial project. In 2020 to 2021, 35 prisons were involved in the literacy program, and library space was refurbished at His Majesty's Prison in Kingstown. Right, the project is implemented by local NGO Hand to Earth, whose project coordinator, Vonnie Rudet, became increasingly aware of prisoners' literacy challenges after teaching vetiver crafts and art classes in the prisons in 2015. All right. So yes, it's a program that has resumed, and these are things that I am generally happy to see happening within our prisons in particular. We know that prison is meant to be a place for rehabilitation, right, and to prevent recidivation. No, I'm trying to pronounce the word and then I forgot how to pronounce it. So in order to prevent them from returning to prison, recidivism, we have to there should be initiatives put in place that would prevent them or at least encourage them to find alternative means for being employed, right? So when you hear of initiatives such as these, all for them. I was actually trying to find out what other programs there are happening within the prisons, but I'm just awaiting that information. But yeah, these are things that I'm happy to see. And what I love about this program also, it's a mentorship program, as in peer-to-peer mentorship, as in prisoners will go through the program and they themselves would then teach to other prisoners. Let me see, there was something interesting in here that I saw. Something to the effect of the prisoners wanted to be able to read to their children, right? So, it's one thing to have, let's say you have a parent who is in prison and society may view that parent in a particular light. But, when you have that type of engagement with a child or with your child, the child would not necessarily view the parent in a particular light. We have a call at this time, so let's just take this call. Hello, good morning. You're live.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. You're calling from Courts.
Hi, please.
Okay.
Good
yes.
morning.
Good morning. All right. So good morning, the Courts representative, and can we have your name and then you can go right ahead.
Okay, my name is Siobhan. So this morning our promotion is all about the ditch and switch. If you take a loan of you have a loan at a financial institution, you can bring it over to us and get 25% off of your interest rate. And all you would need is your 2 pieces of ID if you're a new customer, 1 piece if you're a returning customer, your proof of address in the form of a recent utility bill or bank statement, and proof of income in the form of a recent job letter and salary slip.
Okay. And could you remind us again of the name of this program or this initiative?
It's our ditch and switch promotion.
Okay.
So if you have a loan at whatsoever financial institution that you have your loan with, you just bring in proof of that, a piece of information from that financial institution. You bring in the requirements that I would have listed, and we would begin your loan with you and you would get 25% off your interest rate.
And this is for any financial institution.
Yes, this is for any financial institution.
Okay. And how long does the promotion run?
It's running until the end of October.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Also, for our farmers and fisher folk, we have our agricultural fund. This is a US $20 million fund that's being spread across the OECS. You can come in and take a loan of up to $20,000, and it's specifically for our farmers and fisher folk. It's in the form of a microfinance loan. It's also for those that do things like agro-processing. So if you do things like peanuts, pepper sauces, you can also gain access to this loan. You would need your proof of identification, your 2 pieces of ID, and you must be aged between 21 and 55 years old. You must have a business that is registered, so you must present your business certificate or proof of registration, your utility bill to act as proof of address, and any present purchases or sales that you have kept for a minimum of 3 months, and as well as 6 months bank statement.
Okay.
You can contact 4933840 for more information about this loan and speak with our microfinance officer. You can also contact that number for information on regular small business loans. So if you want to purchase a piece of equipment, you want to purchase to stock up on your inventory, you can contact 4933840 to speak with our microfinance officer.
Okay. And if I choose to come in store, do I come to the main office, or is there another office that I can go to?
You can go to the main office on this street, or you can visit the Courts Ready Cash store that's located opposite the Kingston Post Office. And we're open Monday to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. until 12 p.m.
Okay. All right. Crystal, any questions for Javon?
All right. I'll wait for Crystal to join us. Javon, do you have any information on what has inspired this particular promotion?
Well, it's just to get customers, to those that are not aware of Courts Ready Cash, to come over, and for those that are returning customers to continue doing business with us, as we always look out for our customers. So we want you to always feel welcome here. I think that's just the gist of it.
Okay. I think it's a pretty good initiative.
It is, especially from the. I'm thinking of it from the angle of a small business owner.
Yeah.
All right. So Javon, is there anything else that you wish to add? Or to remind us about?
Just to recap the promotion, that if you have a cash loan with another institution, you would like to bring it over to Courts Ready Cash, you will get 25% off your interest rate. You'll get your 2 pieces of ID if you're a new customer, 1 piece if you're a returning customer, proof of address in the form of a utility bill or bank statement, or proof of income in the form of a recent job letter and salary slip. You can contact us at telephone number 456-1325.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Before you go, did you give the location or did I miss it? I hope I didn't. Your location and opening hours.
Yes, she gave those.
Oh, okay. My bad.
One more time can't hurt. For the listeners.
We're located opposite the Kingston Post Office, and we're open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. until 12 p.m.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us, Javon.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. So that was our Courts Desk today, sponsored by Courts SVG Limited.
This season, set the trend. Be seen wearing the best and latest styles in eyewear from Quartz Optical. World-class brands like Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors, Armani, Kate Spade, Vogue, and much more. New brands, new styles, starting at only $799 with special financing available. Plus, trade in and save up to 35% off all lenses. Yes, set the trend and save a massive 35% off all lenses when you trade in your old pair of glasses today. Book your free eye exam right now only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply.
Alan Smith and Family Bakery, the worldwide name for all your bakery needs, specializing in wedding cakes, birthday cakes, the world-famous hard dough and light dough, multi-grain by special order, and now available baguette bread at all your leading supermarket outlets. And for that sweet tooth, currant rolls, jam buns, homemade sweet bread, guava and apple tarts, butter and oatmeal cookies, and for your savory needs, beef and chicken patties. Alan Smith and Family Bakery supplies bread to the Grenadines, Leeward, and Woodward side of the island. Contact us at alansmithfamilybakery@gmail.com. Call us 457-8317, 457-8550, or 533-0943. Located along the main road in Camden Park Industrial Estate, we are the healthy choice. All our products are made with 0 grams trans fat ingredients. Quality is our passion. We open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Sundays and public holidays, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you for your patronage over the years and for your continued support in the years ahead.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown. Established for over 38 years, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an exquisite ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We go above and beyond to serve you. Basil's Bar Kingstown, where it's more than just a meal, it's an adventure. Call for reservations at 457-2713.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
For over 20 years, Cubano Limited professionally delivers top quality products and exceptional service. Located in Sand Hill and Kingstown, we are open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We supply animal feed, dog and cat food, animal supplements, a wide range of floral supplies, nursery pots, ground cover and shade cloth, and much more. We also stock a wide range of motor vehicle supplies, including automotive oils, filters for all vehicles, engine coolants, and much more. Email us today at cubano_1@hotmail.com or call us today 451-2911 or 493-7175. Cubano Limited, professional, top quality, and exceptional service.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Yeah, and we're back again. So, Rolisa, you were talking about the initiatives at the prison.
All right, and just remember that this is, listeners, that this is an interactive session. If you wish to make a contribution, you can reach us at WhatsApp at 457-9994. So for those of you who may not want to call, but you feel comfortable texting, you can send us a message there. Also, you can reach us at 457-9997. And for those persons who are looking to call, we'd appreciate if we could keep your contributions to about 3 minutes, right? So that we can get in as many persons or comments, etc. From persons. All right, guys? So yes, back to this topic that I'm happy to talk about. All right, I found the part in the article that I was looking for, right? So I'm reading from Eyewitness News. Many learners express the wish to be able to read to their children as an incentive for taking up the opportunity. New Leaf Project mentors express great satisfaction in assisting their peers to leave prison with the ability to read, improving their self-esteem, work prospects, and family life, the press release said. These programs are designed to develop life skills that have proven to reduce recidivism, Rudette said. Our handcraft and sustainable farming programs are built on teamwork, mentorship, collaboration, training of trainers, improving communication skills, and the New Leaf Literacy Project is no exception. Right, the project has also supplied blackboards, furniture, light fittings, shelving, books, and other visual reading aids for the reading rooms. So yeah. You know, it's one thing for us to have you know, we tend to have a sort of stigma attached to persons who are in prison who came out of prison. Yes, some of them may have made mistakes, and it's not something necessarily that we should hold against them. But when you have initiatives or programs like these, it allows them the opportunity to be able to make meaningful contributions to the society despite the past that they may have had or would have had. So I'm all for these type of programs.
I think these programs are very, very important because people tend to forget. Not because somebody has been sentenced to a prison term mean that their life is over, mean that's the end of the story. The point of these prisons are not just a punishment. It shouldn't be just a punishment and that's the end of the story. You're supposed to help these people become members of society again. You're supposed to train them to rejoin society as better people. It's never supposed to be a situation where they go in for a particular offense. They go through whatever they go through in the prisons and they come out worse, or they come out exactly the same. That should never be the case.
And then I sometimes am curious about, are we forgiven in a sense? Because I mean, to be fair though, I can't say, let's say that I've known of a lot of persons who have come out of prison. And maybe I probably don't want to necessarily know, so that you know, it's kind of twofold in what I'm saying here, you know, and that I don't want to be on guard, but maybe sometimes having the knowledge may help. But, you know, I also do not, because sometimes innately, whether or not we mean to do it, we do look at persons a little differently when we know the truth of their lives, right? So, so I may very well be interacting with prisoners or ex-prisoners on a daily basis, and I don't even know. So, you know, do we have necessarily like a forgiving society that who does not necessarily hold things against them? Do we, when persons come out and they're seeking jobs, you know, they're trying to make changes to their lives, how open are employers to employing these persons? You know, so it's all of these other things that, and I'm curious, I would be curious to know what the recidivism rate is as well, because okay. I would also be curious to know what the recidivism rate is based on sorry, I'm a little started there. Right. Based on in terms of the statistics, in terms of employment, is it that, let's say, persons return to a life of crime because of the fact that people may not want to employ them, so out of frustration they go back to crime, or even in instances where you have to present a police record, when, because a lot of these jobs tend to also ask for police records. You know, they really and truly do want to make a meaningful contribution to their life or turn their life around, and they're met upon these type of barriers. So, you know, I think just out of my own curiosity, I would probably like to know, or our prisoners or ex-prisoners monitored when they come out in terms of how they've been able to adjust and reintegrate into society. You know, so
that I am just really happy to see that these programs are still being pushed in the prison. Because they have a lot of programs. I think they have, I'm not sure if it's knitting. I know they have basket weaving and
right.
they
So
have different things happening in prison.
right. And the other thing for me too, so Marilyn, we see you there. Good morning to you. The other thing too is I'm curious to know what is the highest educational level that they can achieve while in prison. Because I believe that they can do CXE, at least can they? I'm not sure, you know.
I'm not even
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Maybe we should, or someone from the prison should reach out to us or see if they can schedule an interview and we continue this discussion. But I really love to see these initiatives. I love to see these reforms. I love to know that your taxpaying dollars going somewhere positive.
Okay. And not just that too, like so as I said before, I'm a stats person, right? Not that I like maths or anything, but I'm just curious about stats on a whole, because I think having stats would help you to be able to tailor programs or create programs that would allow you to know what programs to implement within the system. So even, let's say, those who have learned a skill or a trade while in prison, how many of them have been able to become meaningfully self-employed? You know, taking these skills or these trades to for their own job creation.
I think we should what's very interesting to speaking about prisons, immediately court cases went to my mind. This thing with Jason Providence, what is it exactly transpired? I saw that he needs to pay, is it 10,000?
Okay, for defamation.
For defamation. What is it that really happened there?
Oh, so we delving directly into that? Okay. All right. So there was a video that went around. I think it was on his ministry's Facebook page, where he performed an exorcism, or claimed to have performed an exorcism. And the person who he was, is it exercising? Somebody could correct me if my English is correct there. Claimed to call the name of the person who put the spell or whatever you call it in these exorcism things. So that person claimed that this person did them whatever. So that was the reason why there was a defamation, because you have that information out there stating that I am saying you, Ari, put a demon on me, or whatever it is. And because it's out there, people are going to view that person in a different light. So that is what happened in that particular instance.
Sounds like the person had every right to sue.
Yeah, they did, and that's the thing, and it's not even so much just a case of let's say the quote unquote exorcism that happened. I think that persons need to be mindful of what it is that they post on social media, the names that they call on social media. You know, it's a lot of times persons don't even have factual information, yet they are quick to drop names or quick to accuse persons of such and such, you know. And you know, in this instance, Jason Providence is a popular person. No, I am not even trying to mock or be cynical or whatever the term might be in this case, but you know, I've always had a curiosity in terms of the word prophet or the designation of prophet attached to somebody's name. And maybe from a Christian, I probably should try to Google it or whatever, but I've always been curious as to how persons are designated the title of prophet. In this is just me going at this conversation a different angle, right? In that I've always been curious about it, and the thing of it is that he has a lot of people who follow and believe his every word. Maybe that's because not just because he's a quote unquote minister, but also because he has a prophet attached in front of his name, But coming out of that as well too, I think the bigger thing is not just so much who the person was involved in this particular matter, but the fact that whenever posting on social media, persons need to be very careful of the information that they're posting. Because you can sully somebody's reputation based on what is put out. And I find that too many persons use social media very, very loosely.
With people's names involved. But as it relates to the previous topic, Trevor said something interesting here. He said, isn't crime and justice itself not a business? A person committed a crime and finished his punishment. He came out and must report to someone who is paid, adding another label. He is unable to get employed because of that label, and the cycle continues. That's very, very true, and I never even thought about it from that angle. Imagine that you're being paid to handle me, but I'm struggling to find a job. And most times, these things are mistakes. It's not every time it's malice. Someone could decide, okay, I see a little some stuff on some fruits on this tree. Let me go take out some fruits. You get a little time for that. There's some people who do things out of necessity. When you see someone break and they rob, not saying it's correct, but they're trying to feed their families, and they go through the prison system, and then that label is on them forever. And their life immediately, not saying that every action doesn't deserve a reaction, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be consequences, but it was a mistake, and the point of prison was to show me what that mistake was and point me in a better direction. So why is it that when I come out of prison that I have this label and I have all these additional problems added to the label? So that comes with the label.
Right. So which is why for me, in this case, I may want to push more for self-employment in terms of skills training and so forth, because we do know that there are going to be some employers who would look at you in a different light if they know that you have been to prison.
Yeah, but sponsors as well. Sponsors as well could be looking at you in a different light, because their aim is to protect their brand first.
Right.
They want to promote, they want to give you the ads, the revenue, but their aim is to protect their brand.
Okay. So yes, so I have a question here being posed to me from Miss DeFreitas. She says, good morning, Relisa and Ari. This question is for Relisa. Forgive me if I misunderstood you, but I think I heard you say you don't want to be associated with them. In today's world, some former prisoners who have been in prison for many years have been successful in owning their own business, and you may never know who they are. I'm not sure why you will say that. It's not an attack on you. I'm just saying people evolve and grow into successful entrepreneurs. Yeah, so what I said was that I'm looking at it from twofold, in that I may come across persons who I interact with on a daily basis who have been to prison that I don't know about. But I'm also saying that from another angle, do I actually want to know if they went to prison? Because yes, I do take your point that there are persons who would have gone to prison who have been able to successfully rehabilitate themselves. And we also have to be honest in that there are persons who may look at prisons from a different light. Who may look at persons from a different light, have persons looking at them in a different light, knowing that they've gone to prison. But I do take the point where I think in my context, maybe I probably would not necessarily want to know. If I have to choose one of these two options, I would not want to know, just so that I don't have that bias, unintentional bias towards them, right? The time here is now 9 o'clock, so we are going to take a break at this time and return to the conversation.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Okay, so it's now 9 a.m. It's the top of the hour, and we have coming to you your ECCB currency exchange rates, sponsored by Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, sing it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
This morning we have our East Caribbean Central Bank exchange rates. So the following are today's indicative rates in the Eastern Caribbean dollars for key international and regional currencies. These rates will not apply to commercial banks transactions with commercial banks transactions with the public. So the Barbados dollar is 1.35. The Canadian dollar is 2.00245. The Swiss franc is 2.96654. The euro is 2.86875. The pound sterling is 3.29819. The United States dollar remains at 2.7. The Guyana dollar is 0.01298. This has been your ECCB currency exchange rate, sponsored by the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, sing it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
Thinking of winning the lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at the cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about Combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3, Combo 8, and Combo 9 lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
Boy, that's where you getting crushed, you know? Your brakes real good, boy. Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too. Tires? Where you get them tires, boy? Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Yeah, we're back again with our activated morning radio program. We must say our apologies. Crystal was having some technical difficulties and she herself apologizes for it. So she is no longer part of the live. So as she rectifies this, Rolise and I will continue with the program. So yeah, we were, could you go over one more time the comment made by, it was Andy Freitas? So she said again, I think I heard you say that you don't want to be associated with them, which you corrected. In today's world, some former prisoners who have been in prison for many years have been successful in owning their own businesses, and you never know who they are. I'm not sure why you will say that. It's not an attack on you. I'm just saying people evolve and grow into successful entrepreneurs. So yeah, Rolisa, you already corrected that and
Well,
ensured
not corrected necessarily, but I explained what I initially said, right?
But that you really in a lot of these other countries, I mean, St. Vincent is small enough that people know, oh, you know, this guy committed this crime, and you know, this guy did this a couple years ago. But people in larger countries, the prisoners are completely rehabilitated. They rejoin society and we benefit. Look now, Donald Trump, Joe Biden's son, both of them are facing charges. Does that mean that if they go to prison when they come out, they won't be rehabilitated? It doesn't mean that.
Well, I'm not even so much going to look at those persons. Who it is I would look at is someone like Akon. The hip hop rap artist who has significantly turned his life around. And the thing of it is that, and it goes back to the initial point that I was making where, is it correct for us to hold this stigma against them? Do we want to be informed so that I am living next to an ex-prisoner or somebody who comes to me to be employed? Do I need to know that they were an ex-prisoner? Because the thing of it, as I said, I might be innately biased towards them.
Yeah, but
it's not deliberate, you know.
You
but
need to know.
So this is it. But to be honest, I am not sure if I want to, because I do not necessarily want to look at them in a particular light. I think for me, your works, your attitude towards work, your willingness to work, those are the things that I would probably pay more attention to.
Yeah, I know, but you need to know when there's a criminal in your neighborhood. You need to know who is a thief, who is a sexual predator. This is information you need to have.
Sexual predator, maybe. Well,
all
yes,
across the
because
board.
it
You
depends
need
on
to know.
where you're going to be
You
working.
need to know who is your neighbor. And I fully support knowing who is your neighbor. What I don't support is you condemning someone based on their past life, based on their past life, based on mistakes they might have made.
Mhm.
But then it should be my choice to decide if I want to give them that chance.
Mhm.
So
But then if they
you're
meet
my-
up, but if they meet upon several persons like you who does not give them that chance, then what does that mean for them being truly trying to reintegrate into society?
and
And
I
this
guess
is why
that's
I'm
the catch
saying
22.
right. And this is why I'm saying, do we actually want to know? Because I will be honest, I may look at them in a different light.
That's natural. That's natural. But then
Mm.
it shouldn't be definitive.
Right.
The mistakes you made, because mistakes we make as people
Mhm.
just mean it's outside of the prison realm. It's not definitive.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the mistake, it's not definitive.
Mhm.
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah. But, and this is why I suppose that my push to a greater extent would be for them to become self-employed. Now, I know that being self-employed by itself is not necessarily going to be the answer, because you are still going to be working for someone. Self-employment still means that you have to get jobs, etc., from other persons, right? And in speaking with someone at the prisons, they mentioned several programs that they have. So apart from the literacy program, there's a small appliance program to repair small appliances, plumbing, carpentry, masonry, farming program, the grass program, which is where I guess to do the basket weaving, mats, and so forth. There are seasonal programs such as tie-dye as well. But I think one of the challenges that the prisons seem to be facing is they need support. And in this case, in the initial article that we read, it was an NGO who has been providing that assistance in terms of the literacy training. So I guess if we truly mean to have a reformed society in a sense, we have to look at it as from a national standpoint in terms of it has to be a collective effort. How many persons? All right. So before I continue with that point, we have a call at this time. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hey,
Good
call.
morning.
Okay.
I know this person that went to prison maybe 40 years ago or something like that. And they learned carpentry in prison, and since they come out, they're self-employed in carpentry since that time, and they never went back to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I saw something on television the other day. An employer of a bakery in Westchester, New York. He hired people. You don't have to fill out no application. You don't do no background check. He just hire you.
Mm-hmm.
So you've hired several people who went to jail in the last 40 years. He has hired many people who've been to jail.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you take that chance. You're talking about sexual predator living next to someone?
Ari was making the point of wanting to know who has committed a crime, who is living next to.
I think Nicki Minaj is going through that thing right now. Husband say you're a sexual predator, and so people don't want him to live in certain where they live.
Yeah, but that's the law.
Mm-hmm.
That is the law. That is the law. So in Nicki Minaj case, Nicki Minaj has money. She doesn't need neighbors as well. But I don't think that in every case that people will be looking at a husband and this guy is definitely a sexual predator. I don't want him around, because then again it means Nicki Minaj is my neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming from a position of privilege that a lot of people don't have. So Nicki Minaj, in my opinion, Nicki Minaj's situation a lot different. Yeah.
You don't fit in.
All right. Thanks for your input, caller.
All right.
No have problem. A good day. Now, as interesting as this topic is, I really wanted to touch on that video.
Okay, so wait, let me just go back to the point of the prisons, because I really would like for us to look at it as a collective effort. The prisoners or ex-prisoners, they are going to be living next to us.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be encountering them on a daily basis when we pass through our communities.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to more than likely end up working with them, or they're working for us, right? So the whole rehabilitation process, we have to look at it as a community effort. So what we're seeing here with the literacy program is that an NGO has gone in to assist these prisoners. And maybe what we can do, as I said, it's a community effort, a national effort, that we can have more persons going into the prisons, volunteering their time, volunteering their services, making donations so that these prisoners can become meaningfully engaged while in prison. Because if you're just in prison, you literally have the world of time on your hands, right? To learn, to become educated, to learn a skill, to learn a trade. So that when they come out of prison, let's say they're faced with challenges of having to present a police record, or they meet up on persons who know, because of course, in many instances, once crimes have been committed and someone has gone to prison, it's reported, right? So persons may already know of these particular individuals from news articles, from news reports. So let's say in a case where they met upon that stigma within society, that these prisoners are actually living with a skill, a trade, that they can become self-employed. So that reliance on support from someone else in terms of being employed is no longer there. All right. I see Mr. Fritz is making another point. Some people have to really want to make a change in their lives when given the chance and proper opportunity and guidance. Then on the other hand, some never took up the services that are given to them, and that's why they ultimately end back in prison, right? So that is correct. The thing of it is that, there's always this saying that says prison life is nice, because you go to prison, you have shelter over your head, you are given 3 meals a day. I think it's 3. Whether it's square meals or not, I'm not sure. But the point of it is that some persons they may find that they're fighting just to survive if they're outside. And this is not what we necessarily want to have happen. We want to have persons who are able to go back within the society, find employment so that they don't have to commit crimes to go back in. All right. So
yeah, and I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said. So moving on to the next topic. The video that was circulated on Friday by Searchlight, it's still on Searchlight newspaper's Facebook page of, I would say, an arrest gone wrong. It's a very sore topic for me as someone who has experienced excessive force by the police during an arrest. It's a very sore topic for me. Before, when I worked as a journalist, a lot of the things that I saw happening, and then when you go to the public relations department and you lodge your complaint, nothing really comes out of these complaints. When you speak to senior officers, all of them will tell you this approach is wrong. What we saw in the video was what appeared to be 3 police officers trying to apprehend a van driver and a conductor from the look of the video. During this, one of the officers proceeded to, what I saw was him kicking and punching 2 of the men. There were 2 officers in the video, one with a helmet, one without the helmet. The one with the helmet was going through the proper procedures. He was trying to hold the van driver or the conductor. He was trying to restrain them. And there was a point in the video that's especially triggering for me when I saw him holding one of the conductors or the drivers, and the other police officer runs in and punches that man in his face. To the officer in the helmet, very good job, officer. Throughout the clip that we saw, I don't even think it was a minute, but throughout the clip, he was the officer who was trying to restrain the men, who was trying to dissolve the situation. The other officer, on the other hand, I hope he faces disciplinary action, because at no point should a police officer be punching anyone in the face as his first option. If it is that the men are continuously attacking them, then it's fine. The man that he punched on the side, he was being restrained by the officer. He wasn't attacking anyone. He was pushed up against the van, standing right there. When I worked at the Searchlight, there was a case happening And I went out as a journalist to take a photo of the person outside. I asked the officer, is this the correct man? It was an RRU, I think, or SSU, I don't remember. This was probably 6, 7, 8 years ago. But I asked the officer, is this the guy that committed this crime? And he was standoffish. And after that, I rose my camera to take a picture, and the officer grabbed the camera and pushed it down. This is an armed officer. He had a M16 rifle on him. Took the camera, pushed it down, said, no picture taken here. You can't do that. Now, I'm pretty sure every journalist, if not all the listeners, know that you can take pictures of people in a public place. It is 100% legal to do so. Anyone can take a picture of someone in a public place. And you, as a police officer, should know that. These are the laws that you're protecting. You should know this. Instead, you went directly to use force. I had my own personal issue where the police officer put his hands on me. Again, I was not resisting, was not creating an issue. But the first thing this officer, and this officer is still in uniform today, was to slap me in the face and then go to the court and pretend as if it never happened. And I don't think any disciplinary action came out of that. When I remember I interviewed the former commissioner of police, or commissioner, excuse me, for forgetting the name, before Colin John. And he made it clear that there's a difference between necessary and excessive force. And at no point should police be taking out their batons and beating people and slapping people and these things. Their first response should be restraint. The video is very, very, very disappointing, and I really hope that some form of disciplinary action comes from not the officer in the helmet. He did his job, or he's supposed to do his job. But the other officer, I really hope he faces this disciplinary action. And I know Release and well, Crystal isn't here right now. They might have a different opinion than I do. I'm gonna give you time to respond to the mouthful that I just said.
Yeah, well, I was leaving you because I mean, to be fair, there are times when we speak with a bit of authority based on the things that we would have gone through, right? So I do know that when you see videos such as these, it may be triggering for you. And so of course I didn't interject or cut across because I was giving you that time to say what you had to say, because it's based on your own personal experience, which I have to accept. It's your experience, and you are going to look at it from a particular angle, right? I'm not sure if in beginning to speak about the interview, you indicated that it was an altercation between police and van men, or van driver and probably conductor, or whatever it is.
That's
right?
how it looks from the video, at least.
Right. That's what it looks like from the video. So while it is, I do accept what you're saying in terms of the way in which police are supposed to handle situations. Totally in agreement with that aspect of it. What it is that I am trying to understand, and since we've had the audience, if you think that we're only now talking about this issue here, no, we've been talking about it since Friday afternoon. All right. In our little group chat, we've been talking about it since Friday afternoon. Right. So the thing of it is that I think the bigger issue for me at this point in time, what is happening, or where did the breakdown in respect, right, between police and van drivers, where did it start? What is it that we're going to do about this situation? I say we as who is we in this case? The public? I don't even know. Right? Because the thing of it is that we talk about the Vincy van culture, right? And the thing of it is that I'm also looking at it from a standpoint of, is it that whenever police pull over a van driver or pulls over a van, that the immediate reaction from the crowd is that there is going to be some kind of action taking place? And apart from the action taking place, how much of it is pushed by the public in terms of, okay, so you're expecting action. So as we would say, you wile them up. You wile up the police, you wile up the conductor and the driver. You tell them you taking that and that kind of thing. And is it a case of the van drivers not wanting to look small in the eyes of the public? So they sometimes would be defiant. An order or command is given and persons do not want to comply with the order and command. The public is there rearing on whoever, because at this point in time, we don't know if they're rearing up for the police or they're rearing up for the van driver or conductor, right? So I also have to wonder, what is happening? Where is the breakdown in the respect in all parties involved?
Yeah, in my opinion, there is a huge there's a
All right,
caller.
let's take this caller quickly. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yeah, again, the forces that be in St. Vincent, they protect the police all the time. Sometimes police get charged with crime and they don't get, they're supposed to be suspended. They don't get suspended. They're still working on the job. Nothing happened. If you call the commissioner, you say, oh, we're investigating. And then you don't hear nothing again about it. And if somebody follow up with a call, they say, oh, investigation concluded.
Exactly.
And that's it. No explanation. That's it.
Carla, I don't know if you remembered the article last week where Grant Connell was saying, what about these promotions? And Eyewitness News went on to discuss that there was a specific officer that was supposed to be charged with something, and because the prosecuting officer did not dismiss the charge, he was disciplined. So you see it happening, or at least based on Eyewitness News account. You see it happening.
The police were disciplined?
Yes, the prosecuting officer who did not dismiss the charge against the other police officer, he was sent to the Grenadines as a form of discipline. At least that is what was stated in Eyewitness News.
Yeah. It's convenient. See, look, Kenson King, I know it's police, but it's still law enforcement. Kenson King, they say he slap up some prisoner and he get charged and suspended right away. And these police are doing all this stuff and nothing, no investigation. Even a police officer, ex-police officer, accused the commissioner of beating him up. And the prime minister said there will be no investigation. And nothing happened of it.
Well, I have to say allegedly. Yeah, I think you should say allegedly too, because we don't know. Yes, allegedly.
But he said, what you would investigate something, right? If something alleged, you investigate. The Premier PM said there will be no investigation. So case done right there.
Yeah,
it's like Mary Jane. Mary Jane say John Doe rape her. And you go to somebody in charge and he asks John Doe if he raped Mary Jane. And Mary Jane said no. John Doe said no, I didn't rape Mary Jane. And then you go back to Mary Jane. He say John Doe say he didn't rape you, so that's the end of the case. No investigation. He said it. So that means it's true. So we leave it like that. No investigation into it. Before I go, during the pandemic, the Black lives struggling in America, in the Bronx, the police was arresting somebody and somebody was there taking out a picture, videoing it on their phone, and the police didn't want them to do it. And the police yell at them and they still continue filming. And the police gone, I think, knock the phone out of them and beat them up or something and arrest them.
Yeah, things like
and
that.
And the police got suspended. The police got suspended. I believe he was fired.
As they should.
Yes.
All right. So we
ridiculous happening in St. Vincent.
So yeah, Carla, thank you so much for your contribution. We see
no.
Sorry.
My apologies.
Yeah, we see a lot of people trying to join the discussion. So for those who want to call, it's 457-9997. Those of you who like to WhatsApp a message, it's 457-9994. So we will read these contributions, but we're going to first take a little ad break and get right back into the discussion.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
WEFM reminds and encourages the general public and users of the Kittles Beach to keep it clean at all times. Discard of all garbage properly. It is illegal to remove the sand from the beach. Let us keep the Kittles Beach and other beaches across St. Vincent and the Grenadines clean so that you and I can enjoy it and marine life can survive. This is a message from WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh sound.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we lime it, with the red and white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience. Hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
OG Park is reminding you, every time you tap up with Flow, click the link, spin and win. Get your free prizes, carnival accessories, mask, costumes, free credit, Monday band packs, groceries, free gas, free money when you spin and win with Flow. Flow, love you.
It's everything you'll ever want from everywhere. Real easy. Shop on the net. Use eZone Internet Delivery. Get your online shopping delivered right to your door. A revolution, your evolution. Go shop the world. eZone, eZone. From everywhere. Real easy. eZone, eZone. Go shop. Fast, easy, affordable. Shop on the net and get it here through the eZone.
eZone St. Vincent, local agent to BMC agencies.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
So we have an incoming call now.
All right. Hi. Good morning, Desmond. You're live. Hi. Good morning.
I want to be on live. I want to be on live.
Oh, you're trying to call off air?
Yeah.
Okay, well you have to call back then.
Okay.
Okay, all right. All right, so once again, the number to call is 457-9997. The number to WhatsApp, 457-9994. So, well, we don't have the name here. Well,
yeah.
someone said some people think they have the right to resist arrest, and it's not right. 100% correct. Same thing Releaser was saying. We would be in a van, all of us who have taken public transportation, seen this happen before. Van driver is doing something he's not supposed to do. The police pulls him over. He has an attitude with the police, and then he's encouraged by the passengers who are in the van saying, "Leave the man alone. What he do wrong? He shouldn't take none." All these things. These things are not correct at all. And I think I forgot to say when I first introduced the topic, whether these guys were right or wrong, they should face whatever the consequences are. If it is that they did commit a crime and they were, and we saw that they were resisting arrest, they should face the consequences of that. If it is that they wasn't, then the police are completely wrong. In my opinion, where the police went wrong, the one officer that I saw in the clip was when he punched the one guy who was not resisting arrest, who was being held by the other officer. At that point, were you trying to subdue this man, or were you just trying to get a blow in because your ego is hurt? We have a few contribution here. We have Kojo, who said, I was about to say you can get in trouble making statements like that. Yeah. When you're not properly informed. Yeah. And
Right.
we have a responsibility as well to not allow that to happen.
Right. And the thing too is that as we even mentioned, as I said, we've been having this conversation since Friday amongst ourselves. And for me, in a lot of instances, now, while it is, yes, the video, I think the video is probably like 21 seconds or something to that effect. I am curious to know what happened before, right? What exactly happened before? Although, yes, the part that we saw was of an officer hitting the other person, the civilian. But the thing of it is that, to me, sometimes things need to be, I need to know the context in which everything happened. How did the entire situation play out? Sometimes before making an opinion that is based on a little bit more than just something that's 21 seconds, right? But we've been seeing video after video coming out, and it's this whole thing of the Vince Van culture, and the culture is not just in relation to speeding on the roads or the loud music, but now it seems to be that there has been, or there is, a breakdown of respect on both parties, respect from officers to the van drivers and conductors, as well as the conductors and van drivers towards the police. And I think the bigger thing at this point is, how is this going to be addressed? How is this going to be rectified? Because it really and truly cannot continue like this. Policing by itself, or police officers, cannot operate or do their work in a vacuum. They have to have the involvement of society, right? If you're wrong, you cannot necessarily be wrong and strong. If the police pulls me over, and I know that I'm in the wrong, then accept that you are in the wrong, right? Yeah. But the thing of it too is that there are instances as well where, how do you, as a police officer, how do you approach someone? So sometimes, maybe if you're approaching in an aggressive manner, the thing of it is that with us as, well, Vincent Trans West Indians, as people on a whole, generally it's tit for tit or tit for tat, whichever way we want to phrase it, in that if you approach me in an aggressive manner, immediately I am going to respond in an aggressive manner. So it also depends on how police officers approach persons as well, because there can be that reciprocation of attitude.
Here is the problem also. Under that Searchlight video, a police officer commented, why do people record when police retaliate? Show the whole thing from beginning to end. Right. Every police retaliate is the most judgment passing. Hope some of you don't call on the same police when stuff get out of hand. That's ignorance.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm saying. Why it is difficult for me to necessarily come down hard on police or come down hard on...
That comment is ignorance.
The comment itself is ignorance?
You as a police officer, you cannot say, hope you don't call the same police when that's your job.
Oh, you mean, okay.
That's what you're being paid to do.
Right. So yes. I'm not focusing on that ending part of it. I'm focused on the initial part of it where he said about being able to provide the full information, not just a 21-second video.
Listen, and I know we have different opinions on that. The 21 video showed me enough. Regardless of if the guys are right or wrong, right. They would be dealt with, they would be charged, they would be arrested. Something will come out of it. There's a video, we saw their faces. They will face the penalties according to the law, right? But we also saw this police punch one of the guys who were just standing there. That is wrong.
So what we saw is handling the situation, but in two different ways. That's what you saw. From
and we saw one police officer doing things correctly, and the other one retaliating. Police officers should not be. They don't get that pass because they should be trained to deal with these situations. We cannot say, oh, this police is human. He's not supposed to react like I would react. Right. He is trained to react properly.
I take that.
And point. Then you as a police officer can say, I hope you don't call the same police when things get out of hand. That is your job.
Yeah.
Well, we are paying you through taxes to protect us. It's not the other way around.
Right.
You don't get to pick and choose when you walk in. This is nonsense. And the comments like that is what causes the disconnect. We need police officers. We need officers when crimes are committed to get our justice. We need officers to protect us. We need officers when you're going down the street and you don't know if somebody is there to rob you. You see a police officer, you feel a lot better about yourself. We need the officers. But officers need to respect us as well.
So you see, it goes back to the whole thing I said where does did the respect or the breakdown of respect come from? All right, so we have a contribution here saying that they agree with you, Ari, that police officer I saw came in and punched the man on the van. That indeed was extremely excessive and abuse of power. All right. Kojo says, what did Kojo say? Where did Kojo start? Okay. The thing is, you see them come here in the US and get pulled over. They will not just shut their mouth and give. They will not just shut up, but they would also give their ID. So in terms of you would go somewhere else and not necessarily resist, but down here you seem to think that it's okay to do it, right?
I don't think that goes for everyone, but he does have a point. That people resist in the States all the time. We have multiple videos on social media showing that. It's not a country thing. But the problem with the disintegration between the relationship between the people and the police, it's something international. But in a small island like St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we feel it more because we know these people. There's someone looking at that video, and that's the neighbor and that's the friend. And they saw him standing up there, not necessarily the other guy that was openly aggressive. If it is that he did pull a weapon, the police, it's within their right to use the force now to subdue him. If he had a weapon and the police box him down to stop him from harming other people and himself, I would not have a problem with that. My problem comes in where that officer definitely lost control. And he went, after he hit the guy, he went over to the guy that was standing there being restrained and hit him too. That's a problem.
So you know what? Now, of course, we're not going to say that we always have answers to everything, but sometimes coming out of these conversations, we can offer suggestions as well, right? So one of the suggestions I think that we can propose, or maybe I'm proposing, is whenever we have instances like this happening, and it goes back to what Ari was saying earlier of you don't hear of what disciplinary action was taken against officers, right? So if we are looking to clean up systems, right? I'm talking about just general systems here in SVG. And if we're looking necessary to clean up the system within the police force, and it also goes back to public relations, because if we know that this particular officer has been reprimanded, it's disclosed to the public, then maybe persons would be a bit more compliant in terms of persons might be a bit more compliant in knowing that, okay, so yes, this officer was in the wrong. The police have taken action against their own, and we more than likely would not see a recurrence of this type of activity. And maybe that respect for police, knowing that they're able to handle or control their own control and what's the other word I'm looking for? Discipline their own. Sorry.
That's fine.
They've been able to discipline their own. That maybe that would help to bring back a little bit more respect from the public towards the police officers. So yeah, maybe that's just one approach. It's of course it's not going to fix everything, but we really do need to address the situation of vans in particular, because you don't really hear a lot of these happening in cases where it's me cruising in my vehicle and police pull me over. We don't tend to see a lot of at least those videos.
That's true.
And maybe the reason why we're not seeing the videos because you don't have people like passengers who would be quick to take out and record.
Yeah, let me add to that. A day last week, or was it week before, I was driving along Honestville and a police pulled me over, identified himself, told me what is it he was doing, politely asked to see my license. That's the correct way to do things. That I feel like certain actions get a reaction, and as citizens, you should not be approaching the police in an aggressive way. We only have time to read one more contribution. This person asks to be anonymous, asks that his name not be mentioned. Some person, and he always wants to fight everybody. That's his opinion. And he said the village would be happy. Now, I just want to make it clear. I'm not encouraging whatever it is was the cause of the action. My issue is how one particular police officer handled the situation in contrast to the other. I'd also like to say, going forward, if we want to see less of these videos, we need to have a better communication, between the citizens and the police officers. Citizens need to respect the officers' posts, and officers need to respect people as human beings. Carry out your job. There should never be a case where you're using excessive force. The law permits you to use necessary force, and citizens respect the police officers because we need the police officers.
And at the end of the day, we're all living in the same communities. We're
Yeah,
all
we know
living
each other.
on the same island or
Ex-
islands, you know?
Yeah.
So we really don't need to have this breakdown of respect happening in both instances.
Yes, we went a little over time, so it is now 7:47, and we'll be bringing to you the community dateline. So thank